Hello, this is Willie with the Basement Kings. We are in Arlington, Texas, where we finished waterproofing these basement walls and we are replacing the studs. Yes, that is correct. You heard me say replacing, because the waterproofing that was done on these basements in certain areas is not effective enough to keep the basement walls from leaking. You have to use the right type of waterproofing. Here, the walls on the outside was done with a waterproof liner, and down at the base, there was a gap that should have been filled in with a heavy waterproof grout, which wasn't. So the basement has been leaking since it's been created and leaking constantly. Now, we've already waterproofed it, and now there is no water coming through the wall. This waterproofing's been on the wall for about 48 hours, and let me show you what's the worst that it'll do with this type of waterproofing. Can you see that? It's a light. It looks like it's wet right here. Let me see if I can expand that for you. There it is, see it? Just looks like it's wet. But what you don't see is dripping water. No dripping water. And what'll happen is it's going to start doing that right there. It's going to start, the crystals are going to form, and it's going to dry out that area. And you'll see it, it'll brighten up in a couple of days. You can see how this one was. There was a break in this wall, and we sealed it. And as you can see, see how it's turning white. Every one of these areas that were a major issue, they're white because we put our grout in and then we waterproofed the wall. So it's sealing the wall really fast. And this basement, for a basement that is this large, you would have thought that they never would have had an issue. But since the windows are not in yet, that's why water was pushing in this way and coming in and then dripping down the walls. But once we put the waterproofing on the walls, it'll bond. But there was a large break in the wall where the cold joint was, and we opened those up. Some of those areas were as wide as 6 inches and 5 inches deep. Yes, that is not the norm, but you have to properly do these walls. If not, you will be waterproofing it for the second time long afterwards. So we've just put the studs back today. So in previous shots that you'll see from our website, you'll see what it looked like when we removed them. We removed all of these studs because none of these studs were load bearing. And we just finished putting them back. So now that you've seen them, let's get busy.